Hello everybody, welcome to Just for Women Africa. My name is Olalekan Amusa. Today we're playing chess. I love chess because it's a mind game. You need to know exactly what your opponent is about to do before you do it. And today we're playing with five-time champion in Ghana, Tobi Felix. And we've been on this game for the last 1 hour. Playing Tobi is not easy. I mean, she hasn't smiled throughout the whole game. I don't know if it's an intimidation tactic, but I'm not moved. I'm sure you're all wondering who's gonna win the game. As you can see, I'm beating her, and she's about to lose her championship for the first time in 5 years.
Checkmate.
That's the first time she's actually smiled throughout the whole game. As you can see, she's done it again. Tobi Felix, another champion. Stay tuned to the program. I did that. Okay. Hello guys, we're back again, and you're welcome to Just for Women Africa. We have with us Tobi Felix, five-time female champion. Tobi, tell us, how does it feel to be five-time female champion in Ghana? Playing chess.
It feels good. It feels good. I mean, it's not easy to play chess competitively because you have to put in a lot of work. You have to put in a lot of effort. You have to do some studying. You have to play consistently. So, I mean, it feels good to know that my effort has been rewarded.
How long have you been playing for?
I'd say I've been playing since secondary school. I learned to play chess in Achimota School, so I'll say 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Okay. You went to Achimota School, Motown.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Well, yeah, I think more than that. 8 years actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is chess a difficult game to learn?
It's not a difficult game to learn. It's not a difficult game to learn. I think it's easy depending on you. You first have to like the game, in my opinion. You first have to try to like the game. You learn how the pieces move and all of that. Then you can proceed to ask yourself the question, do I want to play chess competitively or I just want to have it as an hobby?
Okay. All right. So is it a hobby for you or you play full time?
I don't play chess full time, but I mean, I've been playing chess competitively. I do a 9 to 5, and okay. I do teach chess and strategy as well for corporate to corporate companies. Okay. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I do chess full time, but I'm a national team player. You have to stay on top. So,
what did your parents feel about you playing chess?
Initially, I think they were okay. They were not sure whether I really liked it or not, but I came to them, I told them, oh, I learned to play chess. One of those after vacation or something. I told them, hey, I learned to play chess and I think I really liked it. And my dad said, I thought you said you were doing football and cricket last year. I said, oh yeah, but I was coming from football training, funny enough, and I saw the chess team. I actually stopped by to buy water at the dining hall. Then they used to meet at the dining hall. That's the chess and Scrabble team in Achimota School. Okay. So I decided to stop. And then I saw them playing chess. So I stood there for a good 30 minutes and that was it. So the guy asked me, that was the chess president, like, oh, would you like to learn how to play? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. But I have to get back for dining. I'll be here maybe the next time you have your meeting or whatnot. I was there the next time they had their meeting. They taught me how to play chess. And I think it never departed from me ever since then. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. That was how I learned chess. My parents were initially worried it was going to take over studies. Okay. And I assured them that nothing of that sort is going to happen. But from now, I think from then till this time, my dad is actually proud. He's happy that I've been able to finish my master's and the chess did not interfere. So that was for him. You want to play chess, no problem, but make sure it does not interfere with your academics. So yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. All right, Tobi's going to be teaching us how to play chess. She'll be teaching us, first of all, what these are called and the various moves they do on the board. Okay. So, Tobi, over to you. Can you tell us what are these items called and how do they work on the chessboard? Okay,
so from start you have 64 squares. Okay. And each side has 16 pieces. Okay. I'm just going to name them. We have the pawn, P-A-W-N. Then we have the rook. Some people call it the castle, but castle is actually a relationship between the king and the rook. So this is called a rook, and a knight. The horse looking like one is called the knight. Then we have the bishop, then the queen and the king. It's the same for black. It's not called something different. Both black and white have the same piece. And in the game of chess, the white piece, or whoever is making the first move, would have to be playing the white pieces.
Okay.
So how do the pawns move? So they can move a step or two from the very beginning, and they capture differently. So the pawn is the only piece that captures differently from how it moves. So I'm going to explain that. So say I play this and you play that,
okay.
I can't capture you. But say I play this and you play that, then I can capture you.
Oh,
so
okay.
we can see that the pawn captures diagonally, but it doesn't move diagonally. Because say I'm here and you play maybe something like this, I can't decide to move diagonally. It moves only forward. So after if you decide to move the pawn, maybe on its first move, 2 steps, you can never move it 2 steps again. The next time you move that same particular pawn, it has to be just 1 step. So that's it for the pawn. Also, the pawn is worth 1 point. We use the points to calculate the worth of the pieces. And we go to the rook. The rook moves vertically and horizontally, and it captures the same way it moves. So say this pawn is not here, I can actually come all the way from here to capture this pawn, this way. And because I said they move vertically, you can also capture the rook.
Okay.
So which means if I have a rook here and I have a pawn here, the rook can capture the pawn.
Okay.
And it doesn't just have to be a pawn, it could be a bishop or any other piece.
Okay.
The only piece that cannot be captured is the king. You only try to checkmate or check the king. So that's how the rook moves vertically and horizontally. Keep that in mind. For the knight, it's a special kind of piece. It's the only piece that can actually jump over, and it's worth 3 points. Sorry, I forgot to also tell you that the rook is worth 5 points. The knight is worth 3 points. It jumps over and moves in an L shape, so just this way. Or some people prefer to say 1 step forward, 1 diagonal, wherever the knight is facing. So the same way for this is the same way for that. It doesn't change. And one thing about the knight is as it moves, it changes color. So if this knight is on a dark square, which is currently, the board is green and white, so it's on a green square, it's currently controlling all the white squares. If I move it to the white squares, then again, it's now controlling the darker squares, which is the green one. And keep in mind, the knight is worth 3 points. Then again, we move to the bishop. The bishop is the piece that moves diagonally, and it's worth 3 points as well. So say I play this, white plays that, I can now move my bishop to say maybe all the way there or all the way here, depending on where I want to put it, but it moves diagonally. Keep in mind at the start of the game, each opponent has 2 bishops, and the very special thing about the bishop is that we have 1 bishop on the lighter square and we have the other one on the darker square, in this case the green squares. So this bishop can never ever be on the white squares, and this bishop can never ever be on the light squares, on the darker squares, which means that for 1 bishop controls the other white squares and the other bishop controls the dark squares. The bishop are also worth 3 points. Now we go to the queen. The queen is the combination of the rook and the bishop. So she moves diagonally, vertically, and horizontally. So say white plays this, black plays that. In my next move, I can decide to bring up my queen and play here. Say black decides to move the knight, I can actually move it horizontally. In this case, I can move it vertically backward. I can't move it forward because my pawn is there. I can move it diagonally as well to capture this piece. I can also move it diagonally here to check the king. Check is when the king is under attack, by the way. So yeah, that's it for the queen. And she's worth 9 points. So they'll tell you the queen is the most powerful piece on the game, because in the start of the game, you have 8 pawns. And all of them together are not more powerful than the queen, which means the queen is worth 9. If I calculate all of this, it makes 8. We have 8 pawns, and he also has 8 pawns. It means my queen is more powerful than all these pawns here. But keep in mind, it all depends on the squares that they are occupying. So yeah, that's it. Then we have the king. The king is, people like to say, is a lazy piece. Not all that lazy. It moves just 1 step at a time. So I'm going to bring the king in the middle to just indicate how the king moves. So whether it's diagonally, whether it's vertically, whether it's whatever, it is moving just one step, which means it can move sideways one step, diagonally one step, whether backwards or forward. Also, it can move sideways. And the king is worth the game, because keep in mind, you are trying to protect the king. When your king is checkmated, it means the game is over. So we don't have points, or as some kids like to call it, the king is infinity. The reason is because if your queen, being the most powerful piece on the chessboard, if it's been taken away, you can still play the game. The game is not over. You might still get a chance to win. But once your king has been checkmated, the game is over. And that's why you hear checkmate. And whenever the person says checkmate, you can see the big smile on their face. Yeah, so I think that's all. Another thing I forgot to mention was that the pawns are the only piece that don't move back. The pawns never move back. So forward ever, backward never. Think of them as the soldiers that are being sacrificed at the war front. They are the ones that usually die first. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it for chess. There are other aspects that I might not touch in this video because it's actually deep. There's a lot of lessons to learn. But I think chess is a great game and everyone should know how to play chess. You don't have to play competitively. It could be a hobby or whatever. But it helps your mind. And if you know about dendrites, it helps the dendrites in the brain as well. Also, it helps you focus. It helps you pay attention. For kids, help them pay attention. Just the act, when you do it consistently, it becomes a habit. And then you learn to know that every time you're doing something serious, something that needs attention, it allows you focus, right? And another thing too is it teaches you how to take responsibility for your actions. So from the beginning of the game, you have 16 pieces, I have 16 pieces. How I decide to use them and what the outcome is going to be, it all depends and it's all in my hands. So keep in mind, chess teaches you how to take responsibility for your actions. It teaches teamwork as well. So that's it for chess. That's all I have to say for now. But I'm sure if you take more interest and you want to learn how to play chess, I could also teach you.
All right, that's great. That's great to know. Okay, so let's talk about the queen and the king.
Yeah.
Which is more important?
So the king, like I said, is important. Once your king has been checkmated, right?
This is the king, right?
This is the queen.
This is the queen?
Yes, and this is the king. The
Okay.
one with the kind of plus on top of it, like the cross on top of it, is the king. And this is the queen. She has the crown, like a queen-like crown, as you can see. But
Okay.
which is more important? The queen is the most powerful piece. She can do things that the king can't. And keep in mind, other pieces can also do things that the king can. But let me tell you a story. If you go back to maybe 1,000 million years ago, we used to fight wars, right? And it used to be this kingdom, my kingdom versus your kingdom. And the thing is, how do we know who has won? It's if you are the king and I kill you, it doesn't matter who kills who, but once your king is dead, it means your people become my subjects, right? So think of it that way. It means that if you're being strategic about it, you don't put your king in the forefront. So it means you first protect the king and let the others. So it's like once I start to take out your men, and the more I take out your men, the more I'm able to penetrate to kill your king. So that's why usually we talk about castling. Castling is something that you do, or it's a kind of move that you do with the rook that ensures that you protect your king.
Okay.
So the king is important because once your king is checkmated, the game is over. But your queen is also important. Why? Because she's the most powerful piece. And once I take your most powerful piece out, I think there's a 50% chance that I'm already winning the game, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So I hope the explanation is perfect. So yeah.
Wow. Thanks. So Tobi has really taken us through the board, taken us through exactly what each does. The pawn, you can move 2 steps, 1 step to the back, and you cannot move backwards. The bishop moves diagonally. So thank you, Tobi.
You're welcome.
Right. So stay tuned to the program. We're actually going to be playing chess together, and she beats me the first time.
And I'm going to do it again.
Okay, so Tobi has put back all the pieces together again, and we're about to start playing chess. All right, Tobi, so you make the first move, then I move. All right, chess is, you need to fully concentrate, and one trick about chess is that to get the other player confused, you could, get a conversation going. But Tobi's a pro. I don't think that will work on her. So what's your plans for you in chess? Do you plan on going professional, representing Ghana outside the country?
I've actually represented Ghana twice in the Olympiad. That was in Georgia and India last year. And I think it was a very challenging competition. The Olympiad has always been a challenging competition. It's actually the biggest competition in the history of chess, I think. So, but professional, full-time, not really. I think I've played chess and I have other interests as well. I have career plans as well. So I do love chess. I'd continue to play chess, but I don't think I'll do chess full-time.
Okay. So why don't you want to do chess full-time? It's not something you really want to enjoy. Don't you want to beat the world champion or something?
Of course, I'd like to meet the world champion, but when it comes to investments in this part of our world, in Africa, we do not have much investors. It's not wrong, but it's not a good move.
I was about to do it again.
So yeah, we do not have much investors in our part of the world. Chess is not really well known. Now that is a wrong move. So it moves in an L shape, which means
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Exactly. Yeah, we do not have much investors in our part of the world, and chess is not well known. We do enjoy games like football, basketball, and the rest. Yeah, we do enjoy games like football, basketball, and the rest, but we do not spend so much on chess. So I think I'd like to do something more. Not that chess is not challenging, to always be challenging, but I do have other things, other aspects that I like. Currently, I'm into product management software.
Okay.
I do like that as well, and I'm trying to build a career apart from just chess alone. So that's why I will not do chess full time. I'll do chess. I mean, I think I'll play chess till the day I die. It's going to be part of me. I'm probably going to teach my kids as well, but I think I want to also build a career for myself in tech. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's your time to play.
It is.
Okay. So what do the guys think when they hear you that you play chess? Do they feel that, oh no, I shouldn't get close to her, she's too smart?
Majority of them are surprised because they feel like, I mean, you even talk to some people about chess and they're like, what is chess? Some people don't even have an idea of what you're talking about. Some people have an idea and they think, oh, it means you are some nerdy, smart kid. And I'm like, it's not always the case. Not everyone that plays chess has a crazy IQ. I think it's for everyone. There's that, what's the word? There's that notion or that misconception that when you want to play chess or to play chess, you have to have a very high IQ, you have to be very smart. But that's not true. It's like every other game. I wouldn't say like every other game, it's quite different, but everyone can play chess, for everyone. So when people see me, they think, oh, you're smart, you are. But it's not always the case. Not that I'm not smart, I'm not dumb either. But that doesn't mean, I'm just trying to take out that misconception from people's mind. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Whose turn is it? Yours?
It's
mine?
Yours, I think. Let me see. I think it's mine. The castle. Yeah, he's thinking deep.
Yeah, with chess you have to think. I'm asking questions, but at the same time you have to think. So have you ever played a game professionally and you felt that you're about to lose this game? Or do you have everything worked out like the way you have?
Yeah.
Have you worked out beating me right now?
Oh, no. There's actually this game. It's been my favorite game till days because it was not just a game for me. It was an emotional game. It was in Georgia. Ghana was playing South Sudan, I think, and the game was completely lost. Like, there was no hope. And I had, I think, 3 minutes on my time. She had about 48 minutes on her time or so, whatnot. The game is actually on the internet. And she had like 2 options. She had 3 moves to checkmate and she had 2 moves to checkmate. But I think there's that point where you feel like you're winning the game and sometimes complacency sets in. Yeah. So I think she thought, okay, I'm winning the game. I could go for the, 3 moves checkmates instead of the 2 moves. She did that and she didn't see a move coming. And I just kept on checking. I wasn't even thinking at that point because I had 3 minutes, she had 48, and I just had to check. So I had to check the king till it became a checkmate. And we had about close to 15 checks.
Really?
In the game, yes. On just checking till the game. It was a very emotional game because at that point, I wanted to become a candidates master, a women's candidates master. and I needed to win the game, and it didn't feel like I was going to win. I mean, obviously I was losing. I did not have I think generally that day a lot of people were done with their games. It was left with me and some few other countries representing, like whoever was representing their country, and I think there was a point where I wanted to resign. Resign is when you just bow down your king and you tell your opponents it's fine. I know you won, it's fine, but something told me to just keep on going, and that's just the kind of person I am. I'm a resilient person. I do not give up till the last, and I think it paid off. That attitude paid off, and she made a blunder, and that was it. I was so happy, and I got the candidate master title, so I think it's one of my favorite games, and it will still be my favorite games from time to go. I've not really played any game that beats that game.
Really?
At all.
Okay, I think it's your move now.
All right, thank you.
Oh no, what I thought she was going to move, she didn't move it. Now it's back.
Now here comes the tactical move check. Check from the rook, and I'm attacking the queen.
Oh my god, looks like she's about to win. Okay, so you teach us. At this point, what do I do?
Okay, so usually when the king is under check, there are three things to do. So you either block the check with another piece, or you move your king to a safe square, or you capture the checking piece. In this situation, you can't capture the checking piece because this is the rook checking the king, and the only thing you can do here is to probably block the checking piece, which you can do with your bishop, or you can do with your queen, or you can do with this bishop. So whichever one works for you, it's perfect. So in this situation, you cannot block the checking. Okay, you can block the checking piece, but you can't capture the checking piece. This is the checking piece. This is not the checking piece. This is, but you can't capture it. And you can also move to a safe square, which is here. You can move your king here or here, away from the check. So yeah, that's it.
What do we do?
The option is yours.
All right, let's move.
Okay, king is still under check, so you're going to have to probably block. So you can block your checking piece this way.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. Or you can better still block it this way. But if you block it this way, the rook still captures and still you're under check. So I think if I were in your shoes, the best move here would be to lose the knight and block this. I don't really see any other move. So to stop me from capturing the queen and to ensure that this is also safe. So the problem here is I could also still take this check. And you, yeah, but in this case, you are just losing this or that. So if I take this and say check, you are still going to have to move. So I take this check, you're still going to have to move. And I think now you're safe, just that you might have to protect your queen. Because maybe the next move I can say another check. It's called a discovered attack, where I check the king, you're forced to deal with it, and then I pick up your queen with the bishop. So that's the strategy.
Okay, I think this is the part where I'll just pull out my hand and handshake. All right, Tobi, it's been nice having you on the show.
Yeah,
Lovely playing chess with you.
Yes, thank you.
I was looking forward to beating her, but it didn't happen. 2 games in a row.
All right.
All right, guys, keep watching, and thanks for watching Just Women Africa. And from Tobi and I to the next show, it'll be bye.
Bye.
All right, I need to beat you. Let's play another game.